Hello, I'm lemone lampley, born and raised in the city of Chicago on the south side. Attended Chicago Vocational High School from 1978 to 82, and then attended DePaul from 1982 to 80.
Callaway and Mel Kennedy for Virginia. These two teams trying to join today's previous winners.
I consider it an enjoyable experience. Had really never played much organized basketball other than in 8th grade. And so when I got to high school, it was kind of a learning curve for me to play organized sports, but something I enjoyed doing. I think when I basically starting from the end of my sophomore year to my junior year, I attended a camp called AFB, which was Athletes for Better Education. That gave me some exposure, and then we played in some summer leagues, and college coaches would come out and watch our college games. So from that point on, I began to get heavily recruited because of my height and playing on a good team, and that was fun.
Crossover, forced the shot. It'll come back.
Lampley looked down at Comegis, couldn't get in there. Jackson in the lane. Jumper short. That's Comegis. No, that's Lampley.
During my senior year, my junior and senior year, we got to the semifinals of the city championship. That was a pretty big accomplishment. We never won the city championship, but we had some very good teams. I think my junior year we finished 26-2, and in my senior year, I can't remember our record, but we knocked off King High School, which was the top-rated high school in the Chicago area, up in Chicago State. A lot of people still remember that game and talk to me about it when I see them. So those would probably be the two biggest accomplishments during my junior and senior year. Me personally, receiving a college scholarship to attend DePaul was a nice personal accomplishment. DePaul was a very big school at that time in basketball, and it came down between DePaul and Marquette, and I opted to stay here in the city of Chicago and play for DePaul. It was an enjoyable time. We were an independent school at that time. We didn't have any conference, so we got a chance to play some real good schools like UCLA, Louisville, Notre Dame, Marquette, which were some of our big rivals, and so got a chance to visit some nice cities throughout the United States, and it was an enjoyable experience.
Strickland's got it out of there. He's got Jackson up court. They lay it back to Lampley, and he stuffs it.
I thought it was a good experience. I didn't really know how famous Coach Ray was until I got here. I mean, I knew he was a celebrated coach, but it was probably a pleasure to play for him for 2 years, and then he retired, and I got a chance to play for his son Joy, who probably had a closer relationship due to the age difference. Joey Meyer was more closer to my age than Coach Ray, but I think both of those experiences were unique, and I enjoyed playing for both of them. In order for us to, as an incentive for us to hit our free throws, so after practice was over, when we were really tired, he would make us go to the free throw line and shoot free throws, and if we hit both of them, we didn't have to run suicides, but if the first one we missed, we had to, as a team, we had to run suicides, and sometimes Coach Ray would go ask one of the team managers to go get him a chair and a Pepsi, and he would sit at midcourt and drink his Pepsi while we would run sprints, which was pretty hard. And a lot of us would be saying, "We're tired, and he'd be like, "I'm not tired." So at that time it was pretty aggravating, but as I reflect back on it now, as I'm older, it was a pretty funny moment.
Emery kicks it out. Up they come. Tony Jackson against Callaway. Oh, and they buried it.
Great look.
Lamone Lampley.
My freshman year, we didn't make it to the NCAA tournament, but we got to the NIT final in New York, and we lost to Fresno State, so we were a runner-up to the NIT champion. And my freshman year, my sophomore year, we made it to the NCAA tournament. Junior year, made it to the NCAA tournament. And in my senior year, which was probably our most successful year, postseason, we got into the tournament and we knocked off Virginia and Oklahoma. We upset both of those teams to play Duke in the Sweet 16, so that was probably my most rewarding moment. in basketball here at DePaul. Obviously, the most rewarding part as a student athlete was receiving my degree in business communication. So I was able to graduate on time with the team I came in with my freshman year, and that was a very important accomplishment for me. I was fortunate enough to be able to play professional sports directly after college over in Europe from '86 to '94. I played college sports, and then from there I came home and got involved with financing, got involved with sales and real estate. And so those were some of the things that I did after I graduated from DePaul. I kept in contact with Jean Lindsay Poncetta, who is now currently the athletic director here at DePaul, and I stayed in contact with her, and there was a situation arose where she told me that there was going to be some possibilities to come back and work here, and I told her I would definitely be interested in having that opportunity. So I've been back at DePaul now about a little over 6 years.
Where's the rebound?
Lemone should be ready for a hook.
Oh, Jackson, the lampley.
He makes up.
I think definitely a lot of people still remember DePaul in their glory days when they were a national contender every year, and so I think we definitely made an impact on Chicago. I can remember even going to the Bulls games, and people will recognize us when we go to the Bulls games. So I think we definitely had a positive impact on Chicago sports during the late '80s, early '90s, and I think it was an enjoyable experience.
Thank you.
Concentrated power of